Hey y'all, it's your host Ray, and welcome to Talk That Ish with Ray, where the conversation is real, raw, and uncensored. As always, we are here to have fun, release, but most importantly, heal the shh out of ourselves. I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. As always, you know that if you would like to have a topic of conversation discussed, or you would like to join in the conversation, head on over to Instagram or Facebook at Talk That Ish with Ray, send me a message, and we can discuss that there. But today's topic of conversation is taking responsibility. In order for you to heal, you must take responsibility for the role you played in your own suffering. And I'm going to say that again one more time for the people in the back that may not have heard me. In order for you to heal, you must take responsibility for the role you played in your own suffering. Now, that is a type of conversation that most people don't want to have. And that's okay. That's fine. They're not ready to acknowledge that yet. Other people don't want to have that topic of conversation because they know what role they played. They know what they did. They just don't care. And there are some people who just may not know what they did or what is happening in this moment because they have just not reached that point to acknowledge their responsibility in their suffering. So for the meantime, let's talk about it. Because we can blame all we want. We can say that such and such did this, and this is why I felt the way I felt. But the reality of it is who gave them permission? Who allowed them to do that to you? Who gave them the power to do that to you? You had to give them that power. You had to give them that sense of feeling that they could do this to you with no repercussions. And 9 times out of 10, it's not always your fault when you get to that point where they continue to just take advantage of your kindness. You can't be responsible for that. And that's one of the things that you have to do during this process of healing is identify what is yours to take responsibility of and what is theirs. Because their shit is not yours. That is not for you to dwell, fix, or change. And that's where a lot of us get caught up in the moment with others, especially those toxic ass people. That is where we get caught up with this, and this needs fixed, so let me fix it. Honey, you can't fix a car without the parts, can you? You can't rebuild a home without the materials, can you? No. And if that person is not putting the same effort into themselves, who the hell are you to put that effort into them? That is not your responsibility. Back off and go the opposite direction. Take that effort that you were going to put into them and put it into you. Because, honey, listen, they don't give a shit. If they gave a shit, you wouldn't have to fix it. If they gave a shit, you wouldn't have to put this effort and time into making these changes. If they gave a shit, you would not be hurting. You would not need to heal because of them. You would be able to continue to move forward in your life with your changes, with your motivations, with your growth, with your development. But no, you had to put yourself over here on a shelf because so-and-so can't get it right. And you are going to fix it. You are going to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Leave that hoe where they lie. The hell are we doing? And I feel that I speak so passionately about this because I have done this for so long. And I know people in my life who have done this for so long. And to be honest with you, I am more angry for them than I am for myself because I take full responsibility. I allowed people to walk all over me. I allowed people to talk to me any kind of way. I allowed people to treat me any kind of way. I gave people the power to do the things that they did. Why? Because I love them, because I care for them, because I want nothing but the best for them. So I am going to put all of my eggs in this basket and I am going to push it their way and I am going to give them everything they need. And then on top of that, when they don't know what to do with it, I'm not going to just stop there with giving them the tools and the skills and the answers. I'm going to build it for them. I'm going to create it for them. I'm going to cook it for them. I am going to manifest this being for them. And then I'm not going to stop there. I'm also going to live in it. I'm going to live in that moment. I'm going to live in that person. I'm going to live in those actions so they can see how to do it. So they can see firsthand that this is what you do with this. This is how you do this. And this is what you do after it's done. But you know what happens after all of that? I am left broken, empty, and devastated. And most of fucking all, disappointed. Because while I was doing all of this for them, someone else was doing it too. And they weren't paying no attention to me. They didn't watch me at all. They didn't acknowledge me at all. They didn't even think twice about me. They kept it moving. While I was so distracted over here doing what I needed to do for them. Not me, them. And I was dumb as hell. And I messed up. That was my first mistake. Is doing all of this work for them. So they can sit, relax, and let another person and find another person to do the same. Because as long as each person they involve themselves with continues to do the same thing, what do they got to do? They got it easy peasy. And you know what? This lemon ain't squeezy. This life over here, it will no longer make lemonade for other people. I will not quench the thirst of others before quenching my own. I will not feed the soul of others before feeding my own. I will not release the feelings and emotions and the devastation and the darkness and the destruction from others before releasing it from myself. Because who am I? Who am I to be this shell of a person, but still able to live for someone else? How? How do I live for someone else when I am a shell? Make it make sense. It doesn't. You can't. There's nothing you can say to justify it. There's nothing I can say to justify it. If you are one of those people who are out here living your life to please others, and I'm not talking about a people pleaser. I am talking about a literal person who only lives to please others. Who only lives because they have someone to please. I am talking about my people out there who struggle day to day to make it through life because the one person that they live for can't even return their damn phone call. Can't even send a damn text. Can't even let them know that they are here. Even on the good days. It's not just about the bad days. It's about the good days. Who are you to give your all to a person when you've given nothing to yourself? And again, I speak from experience. I'm not speaking because I hear about it or I just see it. I speak it because I live it. I have lived it. The worst of the worst, the lows of the lows. I lived my life for the longest time for people. My purpose was not fulfilled in life unless there was someone there to save, unless there was someone there to help. And I've realized that I didn't help none of those people. I didn't save none of those people because those people are still the same damn people they were when I met them. They were the same damn people they were before I met them. And they are going to be the same damn people after I left them. There's nothing in this world that is going to change those people but them. And that is where I take responsibility of my own suffering. Because I tried so hard for people to see what I was willing to do to help them. I fought so hard for other people to see their potential. I see great in everybody. I will admit that. That is my toxic trait, is that I see greatness in everybody. everyone, even the lowest of lows and the worst of people. I see greatness in everybody. There are some exceptions to that rule, but we won't go into that today in this episode. But I see greatness in everybody, and everybody deserves a chance at life. But where I mess up is I take that greatness, I take that possibility of who they could be, and I run with it. I don't look at who they are. I don't acknowledge who they are. I don't acknowledge what they show me. I could have every single red flag literally bright red in my face, and I am still going to push past every red flag to get to that white flag. No matter how many flags pop up, no matter how far away that white flag gets as I get closer to it, I am going to keep pushing myself to that point. But I realize I can't keep giving these people this perspective, this potential, if they don't want it for themselves. I can't keep helping people who have no intention of helping themselves. And the biggest thing is I am an action seeker. I am the type of person you have to show me before you tell me. And if I see, or even think that I see, that you are taking these steps, no matter how fast, how slow, at your own pace, if I see these steps are being taken, look at you go. You got this. You're getting there. You are one step closer. But the reality of it is they're only doing enough for me to acknowledge that change. They're doing enough for me to see it. And then when it just slows down or it just stops, I'm disappointed. I'm upset. Because I put all of me into this one person. And their only intention was to make me think they would change. And the thing of it is it wasn't always actions that people were giving me. It was words. I could hear the words. I could hear the effort. I could hear the potential. I could hear the possibility. I could hear the change. A plan would give a whole plan, but still never fulfill the plan. Still never live up to that potential. Still never live up to those changes. And that is my biggest flaw. That is my biggest red flag, is I see potential in people. I see greatness in everyone. But they have no intentions to fulfill that potential within themselves. They have no intention to fulfill that greatness within themselves. Because where they're going, the direction they're headed in, the direction they've chosen, is their greatness, is their potential. There are people in this world who are happy being master fucking manipulators, narcissists, fucking A1 gaslighters. They are proud of that. They thrive off of that. They thrive off of watching you sink every ounce of yourself into them. They thrive off of watching you break over and over and over again. They thrive off of watching you die inside. Because that's where their potential comes from. That's where their greatness comes from. And you know what's even worse? Is they thrive off of blaming you. They thrive off of watching you take responsibility and accountability for their fucking shit. And it's crazy that you really sit there and you really think on that, like, damn, am I really that bad of a person? Did I really do all of those things? Well, maybe if I would have done this, or maybe if I would have done that. You know, I was going to leave, but I think it's best that I stay and try to fix this, because I can't leave when I'm the one who's causing the pain. I can't leave when I'm the one who's wrong. I have to try just a little bit harder. I have to try just one more time. And then you just continue to remain in that revolving door, never getting out. Not even to try again. That's the thing that is the thing that we forget about. Or at least I did. It was one of the things that I forgot about, is that the fact that you have to exit the door. Regardless of what side you go on, you have to leave this space. You have to get out of the cycle of just going around and around and around and around. It doesn't matter what end you end up on. Whether you continue to remain in this toxic situation or you move on to better things, you have to remove yourself from the doors. What is that saying? That the doors to my life are open. You can come in and out as you please, but do not block the way. But do not stand in the door and block the way for other things to come in. And I could never agree with that statement more than now, because I blocked my own way. I stopped myself so many times. I had so many opportunities to be great. I had so many opportunities to grow, so many opportunities to change. And because I was comfortable with the expectations set for me, and because I was comfortable with what I already knew, and because I was comfortable because I knew what to expect. I knew what to expect. So why would I leave that? Why would I leave this comfort zone of expectation for unexpected changes? For the unknown? Why? Why would I let myself go into this place and I don't know what it has to offer? You know why? Because since I've stepped into the unknown, it has been hell, and I have struggled, and I have fought. I have fought daily to get myself back, to recognize who I am, to identify what I want and what I need. And I have struggled with being okay, and I have struggled with being happy. And when I'm alone, I struggle with not falling back into that comfort zone. But I remind myself of one thing. I feel the best I've felt in the last God knows how long. Because I am finally standing up for me. I am finally putting me first. I am finally taking care of what I need to take care of. I am doing what makes me happy, what sets me free, what lets me love me. I am identifying all of the things that I have done wrong. And I am identifying the role I have played in my own life. All of the things that I have allowed, and all of the things that I have put up with, and all of the things that I have accepted just to get here in this moment where I should have been a long time ago. And the fact that I even allowed that power to be given to other people, I'm disappointed in myself. I am. I really am. And I will take full-blown accountability for that. Because had I been a louder voice for myself, a bigger advocate for myself, a stronger person for myself, all of the dreams that I've had, and all of the things that I've wanted to accomplish, and all of the things that I wanted to do, and all of the things that made me happy would have already been done, would already be established. I don't blame anyone in my life who has ever done me wrong for where I am today. I blame me. I blame myself for allowing myself to get to that place, for allowing myself to be comfortable in that space. I blame myself for accepting less than what I fucking fucking deserved. I deserved so much more. I deserved so much more. Yet I kept going. I kept doing all of those things. I kept being a person that I didn't recognize. I kept being a person that I did not like. And I'm still a person I don't like. I still feel a sense of myself is lost. And that's okay with me, because I'm finding it. I am finding who I'm supposed to be. I am finding what makes me, me. And for the meantime, I'm just going to continue to be goofy and weird. And I'm going to continue to feel through these emotions. And I'm going to allow them to arise when they're ready to arise. I'm going to allow them to be a part of me when they are ready to be a part of me. But the biggest thing is taking responsibility for the things that, honestly, if I'm being 100% honest with everyone, taking responsibility for the things that I didn't want to. The things that I didn't want to accept. I may have held myself accountable because I did make the change, but I never really took responsibility for that part. I never really took responsibility for my part because I kept doing it. I kept putting myself in situations that made me unhappy. I kept standing and moving in that revolving door and never once stepping out to either side. I never really went back, and I never really left. I never gave myself that freedom that I needed. I never gave myself that break that I deserved. I continued going and going and going because I felt that I had to. But I didn't. I could have said, hell no. This ain't it. This is not, nope. A long time ago. I could have said that a long time ago. And I chose not to. I chose to let myself get to this point. Because I was too afraid to take accountability. And the worst part about it, I would not take responsibility and accountability for why I ended up where I ended up. But I would take responsibility and accountability for everyone else's actions. And I'm not saying that I never took responsibility and accountability for any of the messed up things I had done or any of the toxic things I had done. I never took accountability for my own suffering because, at least not in the sense that I needed to. Like, I did take accountability of this is my fault, but it was never what I did. It was always, okay, this person lied to me, but that's my fault because I should have been clear on my expectations. I should have been clear on what I expect from a person for me, and if this isn't something that they can do, then I need to walk away. That's the part I didn't take accountability for. Is it's okay to not be okay with the actions of another person and to walk away. You do not have to accept somebody for who they are and stay. You can accept them wholeheartedly and still love them to pieces and do it from a distance. You do not have to be involved in their life, and that is the part that I refuse to take accountability and responsibility for because I felt like I was abandoning them. I felt like I was leaving them in a state of vulnerability, and the reality of it was is they were manipulating and gaslighting and bullshitting me the whole time. That is what they chose to do, and that is what I chose to accept. That is what I chose to allow in my life. And I would not take responsibility for the fact that I am done. I am tired. I can't take it. It's breaking me. It's killing me. I just kept going and kept looking for the light on the other side. And it never came. It didn't come until I left. It didn't come until I walked away. People would lie to me and they would leave me in my worst state and then come back when things are great and when things are good. I gave years of myself to people. And because I finally stood up for myself and I finally accepted that this is not okay and spoke out, they were okay with losing me versus fixing it. They were okay with losing me versus changing. But I couldn't take accountability that was okay. That ate me alive more than them actually leaving. Because what did I do wrong? How could have I handled that better? I blamed myself every step of the way. Every single step, I blamed myself. Had I done something else, maybe this wouldn't be the outcome. Had I said something else, maybe this wouldn't be an outcome. Maybe if I'd have never said anything at all, this would not be the outcome. And I couldn't accept the fact that it was okay to lose those people who did not want to be in my life. It was okay to lose those people who did not want me. Because that problem wasn't me, the problem was them. And that's what they want. They want to be like that. They want to be that way. But do I really have to follow suit? Do I really have to be that person because that's who they want to be? Why should I match their energy? Because I don't like that energy. I don't like being toxic. I don't like being angry. I don't like being mean. I don't like feeling like a bully. I don't like feeling like I have to manipulate people so they can see me or so that I can be on their level and they can like me enough to keep me around. I don't want to do that. I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to become a person that not even you recognize. I shouldn't have to be someone that is miserable 24/7 because I just want to fit into your boxes. I want to be the person that you love because I love you and I want you to love me back. I shouldn't have to be that person. I shouldn't have to go through that. No one should. And I shouldn't have to take responsibility for what you did. Why do I have to take responsibility for that? That's not my fault. And that is one of the things that I struggled with the most, is that people think that actions speak louder than words. But actions may speak louder than words in a positive sense, but words cut deeper than the actions of a person. Because I can see your actions. I can see that you are headed in this direction. But when you are telling me that you love me and I am important to you and you are grateful for me and all of these things, but then turn around and tell me that you hurt me because of something that I said or something that I did, or you betrayed my trust for you because of something that I said or something that I did. Is that really my fault? Or is that yours? Or does that mean that you did this? Is that your choice, your decision? Because it will never make sense to me. That could never make sense to me of how something that I said or something that I did caused you to hurt me. Because when you hurt someone you love in that manner and then turn around and blame shift onto them, did you ever really love them at all? It's Stay tuned, guys, for part 2.